going on, Jerome's? It's a beautiful Monday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and the Minnesota Vikings just had rookie minicamp wrap up over the weekend. They're staring down a couple weeks of OTAs as well as mandatory minicamp coming up, and you're feeling pretty hopeful, right? So free agency, the draft is done and gone, and the Vikings, they got a young team. They got a lot of question marks, but frankly, this is the best and most hyped I've felt about a team for quite a while because they're going to be good, and they're going to be very, very good for a long time. That's right. So here are 10 truths about the Minnesota Vikings on this beautiful Monday. Number one, uncertainty equals competition. Now, this is not a spot where, hey, everyone is bad, so who can be the least bad? No, but there is uncertainty at who's going to be at quarterback. Is it going to be Sling and Sam Darnold? Will it be J.J. McCarthy? Who's going to be wide receiver 3, 4, 5 behind Jefferson and Addison? What's going to happen on the interior offensive line? What's going to happen on the interior defensive line? Right? What's going to happen in that cornerback room? But all these questions are going to be answered by young, talented, hungry players. Right, so I'm pretty fired up about everything that's going on. The Flores defense is going to be legit. Offensively, they're going to be. They can figure out that interior offensive line, which we'll get to in a second. I think that this could be a top 5 offense, no matter who is that quarterback. And I know that. I know we're usually drinking the purple Kool-Aid, sipping on some scissor, but don't care. Don't care because I'll apologize when I'm wrong. But I'm not apologizing. That's all. Anyways, number 2. J.J. McCarthy walks like a duck and talks like a duck. So we got an introduction to J.J. McCarthy at Vikings rookie minicamp, and he looks apart, says all the right things, running gassers after losing a bet to the defense, throwing a pick in the 7-on-7, but learning from mistakes. He's already made a big-time impression on McCown, on Kevin Connell, on everyone, and he looks the part. He looks the part of if you were doing a movie about a football team, and you had to find this all-American, hard-working, nose to the grindstone, oh, gee shucks, and win one for the Gipper type quarterback, McCarthy would be it. Now, can he do it out on the pitch, or out on the field, rather? That remains to be seen, but I got high hopes because he's got all the intangibles. All the kid does is win, and yes, I mean, his stats profile was rather muted at Michigan in the run-first offense, but it wasn't because he wasn't talented. It wasn't because he wasn't a 4 or 5-star recruit. It wasn't because he was one of the most sought-after high school recruits in the country. It wasn't that. He went to Michigan because he could have gone anywhere and thrown for 5,000 yards, put up 45, 50 attempts a game like some of these other quarterbacks. But no, he wanted to win. And he did. And when his number was called, he performed. That's exactly what McCarthy's doing, man. Next up, number 3, the Vikings are lucky to have Kevin Connell. Now, we did have some words and some things for Kevin Connell last year when the Vikings were giving away now. Very easy, winnable games towards the end of last year, losing 6 out of 7. But O'Connell, I feel like he legitimately could be a quarterback whisperer, as evidenced by Kirk Cousins having the best 2 years of his NFL career with Kevin O'Connell. And now he gets to flex. Like, he gets to show off. Can I resurrect the career of Sam Darnold? Can I turn J.J. McCarthy into a franchise-caliber quarterback? Now we get to see what sort of quarterback guru Kevin O'Connell is. And also, I feel like the culture that he and Kwesi have built around positivity, around positive reinforcement, I think that's good. Overall, I think the energy is very, very good in TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill right now. Next up, number 4, Vikings are lucky to have Flores. So on the other side of the coin, you have no-nonsense Flores. That's right. And everyone and their mom says that he's all about business. Dallas Turner said the same thing. Xavier Howard said the same thing before, and that's fine. You need the yin and you need the yang. And Flores and his defense, baby, they're going to be cooking with gas. The fact that Flores turned the 31st ranked defense with largely the same personnel into top 12, 13 defense last year, pretty damn amazing. Now you get an influx of new talent, handpicked by him. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see what this pass rush is going to be. I will love Danielle Hunter forever, but Grenard, Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, baby, we got a stew going. Come on, man. Brian Flores is a true leader of men. You basically have a second head coach on the defensive side of the ball, which is fantastic. Next up, number 5. don't sweat the Jefferson extension. Now, I get what people are saying. It's like, oh, well, the longer this goes, the more the JJ could go. I mean, the Vikings should trade him. That's everything that we heard last offseason. That's everything we heard at the trade deadline. That's everything that we heard in free agency. That's everything we heard leading up to the draft. Oh, the Vikings need to trade JJ because he never signed. No. Again, as we always say, in contract negotiations, when things are quiet, things are going well. When things are loud, that's when things are going bad. When the player is cryptically putting things out on social media, I mean, you're removing pictures on the Instagram thing, the leaks, the insiders like, sources close to player XYZ say that he's unhappy and he wants to trade. The team says that, no. None of that. Like, there's no drama. There's no leaks. None of that. All the talk about Jefferson leaving or being traded is media created just because they want to throw a brick at the Vikings. That happens, man. But the Vikings obviously motivated to get things done. I think both sides are waiting to see what happens. Maybe CeeDee Lamb gets paid. Maybe Jamar Chase gets paid, but probably not because the Bengals are cheap as hell. But I think that things will get done before training camp. I mean, they have the motivation. They have the cap space. I think they'll be good to go. All right, so JJ is going to be taken care of, and it's going to set a tone of gloriousness for the rest of the season. Next up, number 6. Solving kicking issues is worth a 6th-round pick. Now, I understand that using a 6th-round pick, especially when you're going to be short of draft picks next year, sort of questionable, right? But Will Rackard coming out of Alabama, completely tied. Yes, the FBS all-time leading scorer is this guy. Again, looks like the son of an insurance adjuster who's going to take over the insurance adjuster business. Like a good neighbor. But Reichard, career 84% field goals, 5 for 5 from 50 last year, kicked in clutch moments in big-time games. I mean, if the kid can get alligator blood, and if he can kick like some of the XFL, have you seen that the XFL kickers have literally made like a dozen 60-yard field goals this year? I don't get, like, is it the effect of kicking in empty stadiums, or do they use a different K-ball? That's what I want to know. But again, so if and when the Vikings make the Super Bowl, Justin Jefferson's gonna put on a Larry Fitzgerald performance, MVP adjacent. 10 catches for 213 and 2 touchdowns. J.J. McCarthy is going to throw 4 touchdowns and 0 picks. The Flores defense is going to get after it, but it's going to be a very near-wrong thing. And at 28-28, Will Rackard, we'll say the Vikings are even down, like 28-27. At the end of the game, from 45 yards out, Will Rackard will decide if the Vikings win or lose the Super Bowl. This man is going to decide if your hopes and dreams are going to be down the drain or, and you got to get used to that. You have to accept that. Next up, number 7. I'm oddly hopeful about the offensive line. So, yes, the Vikings didn't bring back Dalton Risner. They didn't necessarily move mountains in free agency. They did bring in Dan Feeney and his awesome hair, and he's wearing 69, which is awesome. And the Vikings, they didn't really hammer home in the draft with offensive line either. They did pick up Walter Rouse in the 6th round. They did pick up Michael Juergens in the 7th. But I oddly feel at peace with what they're doing up front. So Darisaw and O'Neal are pillars, tent poles. Bradbury is still going to start. I do have some concerns with his age and back. Brandel, they gave a 3-year contract to. Obviously, they see him competing for a starting spot, and hopefully Ed Ingram, a 2-year starter, can develop in year 3. Can really make that leap. But, I mean, Feeney's more utility. I do think that Rouse and Juergens could be interesting. Kwesi's talked about Rouse kicking inside. We'll see. But I think Juergens is going to surprise a lot of people. I think Juergens will firmly be in the guard competition. He was FBS's 4th highest graded PFF guard last year. And also he has a ton of center experience. I think dollars for donuts, he will take over for Bradbury next year. And also, my pick of the UDFAs, Nestor Cindric, JEROME Flores, and Spencer Rowland, the local kid. I think Nestor has a chance to be this year's version of Ivan Pace Jr. Along the offensive line. So Nestor is at Virginia Tech, at West Virginia as well, has played some guard, played some tackle. I think that he could kick inside and kick some ass. I really think so. Like, maybe not winning a starting spot, but at minimum making the team and doing some damage there. But oddly, I feel okay about the offensive line. I like Rouse as a long-term tackle project, and I really like Michael Juergens. Baby, make it smooth like lotion. That's right. Next up, number 8. Blackman and Jackson, they are for real. So, yes, the Vikings have a lot of questions at corner. They did sign Shaq Griffin. No, it probably didn't cost them a third-round comp pick, but whatever. They do have Murph in the slot, but again, there's uncertainty and a lot of questions there, but there is going to be a ton of competition. And Booth Jr. and Caleb Evans, 2 mid-round picks from 2022, I think they're going to be on the outside looking in. We'll see. Kyrie Jackson, the 4th rounder this year from Alabama/Oregon. Older project, definitely still raw, but has size and length on the outside and physicality that you can't coach, that you can't teach. And Blackman, last year's 3rd-round pick out of USC, I thought played phenomenal when given opportunities. And also, don't discount the fact that Blackman and Kyrie Jackson are the only 2 drafted cornerbacks while Flores has been in the building. All right, so I think that Blackman and Jackson have a chance to be the long-term outside corners for the Vikings. So we'll see. Next up, number 9. The Lions won't win the North again for a long time. And I think it's going to be a long, long time till Detroit's not ass. Because you're starting to see the cycle. Like, you see Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra getting paid. Eventually, they're going to have to pay Jared Goff. And that's what happens. You have these young, hungry teams, and then all of a sudden, they got to start paying guys. All of a sudden, that cap starts getting tight. All of a sudden, a couple bad moves here or there, and all of a sudden, Now, I don't even think that the Lions won the division last year if Kurt didn't get hurt, but it is what it is. But the NFC North, frankly, could be the best division of football for a while, and it's going to be uber competitive, and I don't think that the Lions have the brightest future. I think the Vikings clearly do. I think the Bears is kind of bright with Caleb Williams. I think the Packers are whatever. Everyone's all busting out about Jordan Love. They forget that he was ass. Thank you for half the season last year. Go look what happened. Florida's defense taking it Jordan Love at Lambeau last year. How'd that work out? But yeah, all of the hype, all of the chest thumping from Lions fans. I'm kind of happy that they got their moment in the sun. Except that sun got eclipsed, and it burnt out. It was a red dwarf. I know. Yeah, red dwarf. Yeah, it's gone. It's over. It's over, baby. Lastly, number 10, the competitive rebuild is over. So, Kwesi, coming in and talking about the competitive rebuild, he and Kevin Connell cycling through and weeding out some of the older Zimmer Spielman veterans. Now, by weeding out, I don't mean in a bad way, but getting the last remaining stanza of their football talent out of them and then moving on, creating cap space, getting your guys in there. Because defensively, I mean, this is now Kwesi's defense. This is Brian Flores' defense. Offensively, with Kurt gone, this is now officially Kevin O'Connell's offense. This is Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi's guy at quarterback, and with Darnold and especially J.J. McCarthy. So turn the page. Like, the competitive rebuild is over. This is what the team is now. And now, again, I'm feeling really, really damn good about this team going forward because they have a chance to be good now. They have a chance to be very good in the near future. And they have the chance to be very, very good for a long time. They got youth at all the right places, so we'll see. Anyways, that's it. It's Tell the Truth Monday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.